Hello, and welcome to this crypto yoga juicy taster. I knew I'd put some cool words in there. Crypto yoga juicy taster. So this is a very quick recording to begin to share ideas with everybody around what yoga is. The main aim is to improve our lives, for us to evolve, for us to grow. That's like the main aim of yoga. There's many different definitions of it. I'm going to share my favorite one in a minute. But as we grow in life, we have to learn to take circumstances, situations, and the moving sands of time into account. So I've put a slideshow together to show us how we can apply this amazing yogic wisdom, the ancient wisdom, how we can apply that today, and how that can help us to incorporate the aspect of cryptos, which is coming. In fact, it's not coming, it's here. Cryptos are here. And if we continue to bury our head in the sand, sweep it under the carpet, turn our backs, or play with our vices and ignore the reality of the world, it's going to screw you up. So I'm going to do a slideshow now. And
Marion, I should make some notes.
Brilliant idea, Maggie. Yes,
Yeah.
please do make notes. Thank you for that. So if you've got pens and pieces of paper, make notes. I will be able to share the slideshow with you as well. So don't just copy what's written on the slides, unless it's relevant to what you want to say, or what you want to write. Okay, so can you see my image?
Yep.
See my lovely image. Okay. Right. So I think I can see you guys as well. So if you wanted to raise your hand at any point, feel free. Oh, no, I moved you and then it's gone back. Come on. Okay. So what I want to do today is I want to share something with you about how we live our lives and how yoga helps those who, like me, who use it as a tool, as an instrument to gain what we want in life. There's a couple of words I'm going to use a lot of. So I want to make sure you're clear what I mean when I say these words. If your meaning is slightly different, then maybe you can ask me questions about it. But the first word I want to introduce you to is autonomy. Autonomy means you do it for yourself. You make up your own mind, you make your own decisions, and you act through your own volition. That's what autonomy means. It just means that you make decisions and you do stuff for yourself. You're autonomous. You own your own decisions. Things are done automatically through you and your decision making. The next word I want to introduce you to is sovereign. And sovereign is obviously it's a big fat gold coin. If you're the same age as me, you'll remember those that you used to have on your hands. And they were quite dangerous in a brawl outside the bar often. But sovereign, actually, in the way I'm using it, again, it means self-ownership, self-responsibility, self-decision making, self-empowered. All of these great words. Now, again, these all come through from yoga. I can share more with you about this. So, for example, your solar plexus, is your chakra, and it's like the self-power. It's your solar chakra. It's sun energy. It's powerful. It's the solar plexus. It's the center of the torso. So it's this really powerful aspect, energetic aspect of self. And so sovereign, back to sovereign. Sovereign is that gleaming, illuminated being that I am, believing in myself, following my own intuition, following my truth, and not being a victim. Sovereign is almost the opposite of victim to me. That's how I use it. So in order to do that, what I want to share with you is my favorite definition of yoga, which is bringing things together that have never been brought together in this way before and creating something unique. This is the reality of every moment. Every moment is unique in its own right. And if we plan for the future, our plans are always built from past ideas and past experiences, whether it's experiences of what we liked or we didn't like. We project that on into the future, and then we build this future, which is actually based on the past. rather than it being new, created new every minute, which is the truth, which is the reality. Every moment is new and fresh. And whatever's here present in this moment is here to brought together in this moment. And that's this union of yoga. Yoga means to yoke, to bring things together so that something new is created. So that's what we want to do. We want to bring ourselves and our lives and everything around us together in our environment so that we can live the best life. All right. So I'm going to use a part of yogic understanding of the mind and behaviors that will help us to appreciate how I'm going to share with you what becoming sovereign and autonomy needs today. So the first thing I'm going to introduce you to is a word called pava. And I think of it as power, even though it begins with a B. The word power is really what's in Bhava. And Bhava is an attitude. There's lots of information here. I'm going to let you have these slides. It's how we experience things. It's the attitude. It's the state of mind. It's the feelings that we have. It's all this really great information. So with the slideshow, you'll be able to really gen up on what Bhava means. But I want to introduce you to the 4 categories, the 4 positive categories of Bhava from a yogic perspective. And they are Dharma, Jnana, Vairagya, and Aishwarya. Right? They're the 4 words you can see on the screen there. The first word, Dharma, is your why, it's your purpose, it's your duty to yourself. It's your duty to your environment and your society. It's about what upholds you, what can empower you, what can sustain this self-power that you have within you, what can help it to be sustained and grow. So it's about staying sovereign. That's what duty is about. In England, duty is like a dirty word. So let me just let Paula in. Oh dear, I've got these different things on my screen and there we go. So I'm just going to continue with what I was talking about. So Paula, we're talking about attitudes. And the word for attitudes, one of the ways of describing that in Sanskrit, in yogic language, is called bhava. So the 4 parts of bhava that are positive to us are duty. So what upholds you? What is it that upholds you? And are you sustaining that? Is your intention to sustain that? The next thing is about the knowledge, the skills, and the tools that you need to do it. Then the next thing is when you're doing it, can you do it objectively? Which means to just let go and let it happen automatically. And then finally, you get this thing called self-reliance, which means that we become completely sovereign. We know we own, somebody's not muted. We own our own, can you just check if you're muted and make sure, because unless you've got a question, and if you have, speak now. So owning everything about yourself and trusting yourself and feeling empowered and feeling supported and feeling held and feeling uplifted, you know, like on the shoulders of giants we stand. That energy, that's what this is all about. So reaching that place is called Aishwarya. So it's entering this place of bliss. It means you've just got what you want and you're really feeling it and you're enjoying life and you're celebrating life. And it's not always positive experiences, actually. I shouldn't say enjoyment, but it's about having juiciness in what's happening in your life, that juiciness of experience, the juiciness of emotion. So duty is why. Why do you do what you do? Gyan is how do you do it? So what do you need to do it? Sorry. And 3 is how do you do it? How do you do it properly? How do you do it when you just... So number 1 is deciding on the action. Number 2 is getting all the learning and the tools together. Number 3 is doing it and like riding a bike, not even thinking about it. So if duty was to get down the road in 5 minutes, and it's a long road, so the knowledge then would get a bike, learn how to ride the bike and get to the end of the road in 5 minutes. And then when you've done that, you can do that without even thinking about it. So that's where this objectivity comes in. It becomes a subconscious program because we run it consciously. It becomes our subconscious programming. And when we become objective about it, our emotions don't get tied into it. We witness it happening. And then at the end of the happening, that's when we become this, we end up in this place of Aishwarya, this bliss place. So these are the 4 aspects of yoga that really help us understand why we're doing what we're doing, what we need to do it, how to do it, and what will the result of it be. Yeah. And these are all incremental steps as well. So are there any questions on that little bit that I've just covered before I jump over to the next part?
Yeah.
Okay. Have you got any questions about what I'm doing? As soon as you joined a little bit late, is there anything I can update you on?
No, I understand this that you've just said.
All right, cool.
I've come across it before this week, actually,
Oh,
surprisingly enough.
it must be important for you then, Paula. You need to be
Yeah.
paying a lot of attention to this.
Yeah.
So it's really important that we know why we're doing what we're doing, the purpose of it, the meaning of it, the outcome that we expect, the growth that we can't expect. This is the thing about the future. The future is so unknown to us. It's I know there's a really great saying, isn't there? If you want to see God laugh, tell him your plans, because change is constant. The sands of time. That's another reason why I love this picture. My friend made this picture for me. So if anybody's interested in gorgeous graphics, let me know and I'll connect you with my lovely friend. So this image here is all about reaping the rewards of being yourself. It's reaping the rewards of being yourself. And to me, it's about appreciating abundance. So the appreciation is with the open arms. It's like gratitude is there, which comes from Aishwarya. Gratitude is the result of Aishwarya, that bliss. You just feel so grateful for being alive. There's like inner child aspects on here as well. So there's all parts of me can come and play. We're opening our arms to abundance. There's the beautiful golden sunlight of abundance. There's the moving sands of time underneath our feet. And yet we can still stand in our power. Now, one of the things that's moving in the moving sands of times at the moment is currencies, money, and cryptocurrencies and technology to do with money. And so that's where I want to help you to start to understand how we can use this brilliant ancient wisdom from yoga and bring all this new technology in, that's these moving sands of times, and not lose our balance, to not lose your footing, to not fall in the moving sands of time, to not be so scared that you step on a rock that never moves again, to not throw yourself in the water because you're too scared of that, you know, or you want more excitement. It's about being able to live with whatever you're having to deal with in that moment. And those moving sands of time are inevitable. Inevitable. What's optional is misery. What's optional is being stuck. What's optional is being in your groove, in your comfort zone, and never getting up off your couch again. So these are all optional. What's not optional is the changing sands of time. So wake up. Wake up. Where are we? We're on this moving sands of time. Oops. And as I say, a huge part of that is currency, is money, cryptocurrencies. So a tiny bit about me, just so you can kind of see where I fit into all of this. In 1984, I started a job in the civil service in the Department of Energy as a database analyst and programmer, and then became the database administrator. And I was working for the economists and statisticians in the government. That was my job. I learned how to use statistics the way the government do. And I'll tell you today, I would never do that, but I was paid to do it at the time. I was young. What can I say? I was impressionable. I was doing a good job. I was getting really well paid. I was highly technically capable. I have a programmer's mind. And in 2006, I had my last job in IT, which was actually in online gambling. But I'd done all sorts of banking, finance, insurance, telecommunications. And I'd started moving into new technologies where the cryptocurrencies now sit, blockchain. But this makes people go, oh, this is where you want to get back on the couch and hide until forever. Because like people start talking about cryptos, about blockchain, and you just get lost in it all. So there's an opportunity here for you to attend a few more of these taster sessions so that you can start to understand how to bring cryptos in. We cannot live without money in the world as it is today. Unless you've got all your own gas and electricity available on your land, and you've got food 12 months of the year, fresh available food, you've got clean water available 12 months of the year. Unless you've got all of those things on your little piece of land, you are reliant on the systems that we live in. And those systems are driven by fiat currencies or by money. They're driven by finances. They're driven by economics. The new economics that is here already is this blockchain economics, and it cannot be controlled in the same way as banking. Banking is about one central point that everything radiates away from. You being one of the everything, who you pay, what you pay, how you pay, they're all parts, but there's a central point it's called central banking for a reason. The central banking digital currencies are building a little, they're building a pot for fiat type currencies, for cryptos that match the pound or cryptos that match the dollar. And that will live on top of the blockchain. It won't live inside the blockchain though, because inside the blockchain, you can't have one centralized power. So this is where we all retain our autonomy and our sovereignty when we learn how to use the blockchain. So if our dharma is autonomy and sovereignty, what we need at the moment with concerns to finances and economics is we need to learn a little bit more about what the blockchain is, how we can use it to sustain our sovereignty and to maintain our autonomy. So the blockchain is the only way I know at the moment to remain financially autonomous, to remain financially independent of the central banking system. And that's what I'm teaching people about. So using yoga to help to keep the mind calm and clear, to help to keep the focus, the vision and the intention calm, clear and powerful. And then bringing in any new skills, that's the jnana, bringing in any new skills that we need so that we continue to live this blissful life, if you like. So that's how I have applied what I know about cryptos and what I know about yoga. I also, after 2006, I moved to India for 2.5 years and trained as a yoga teacher and a yoga therapist and do chanting and Sanskrit and all this great stuff and lots of energetic work, pranic healing, lots and lots of different things that I do. But at the moment, the thing that I really want to teach people is how to remain autonomous and sovereign in this crypto blockchain environment that we already exist in. It's not coming, it's already here. So that's all I'm going to say about it. And I want to know if there are any questions that anyone's got here before we finish on time. Oh, amazing.
Matt, it's Paula.
Hello, Paula.
Do you, I mean, should I sort of just have the basic knowledge of knowing what blockchain is?
No, what do you need it for?
No.
This is the why.
No, it's a word
so let
I'm
me
not
explain.
familiar
No,
with.
I understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
Dharma is why. Why are you doing what you're doing? So if you want to know about blockchain, why?
Yeah. Okay.
So
Well,
tell me why. Tell me why you would want to know. No, this is great. This is a great thought to follow, Paula. Why would you want to know about blockchain?
Because you've mentioned it. It's a word I've not heard before. And I like to, if I'm reading a book, the same as if I'm listening to someone, I like to know what they're talking about. And so obviously that's a word you use lots of time.
Yeah, so blockchain is blocks of data and chains to transfer the data along. It's just a computer system.
Oh, okay,
it's
lovely.
Having lots of computers all working together. So you know, like if you've got Bluetooth on and everyone's working on Bluetooth and you can send information anywhere.
Yeah,
that's
I understand
what a blockchain is. So there's not one central machine. It's a distributed group of machines all work together.
And they all and they could be anywhere and they all talk to each other. And yes, I do understand.
Yeah, but it's not.
Thank you so much for explaining that.
The biggest difference is it is not centrally controlled. You can fall into central control, but by default, they are not centrally controllable. This isn't distributed. This is spread far and wide.
Right. Okay. Oh, okay then. Well, I look forward to the next edition.
Okay. Any other questions before we complete today? Maggie's moved. I think your lips are moving. Go on.
My why is exactly why I've come into this, because I don't know nothing about crypto.
Sorry, I'm going to have to show. Sorry, Maggie. I'm going to have to show.
And mine was purely because of the CBDCs. And
So
that was
just
why.
explain a bit more about that. When you came, when you got the CBDC information, what was going on?
Well, I just think it's highly probable that's what's going to happen.
Okay, so that's so what this is where we can help you. It's already happening. It's not probable.
All right, okay.
It's
No,
when
but you know, like when
it's not
cash
if.
is gone, because
Yeah,
I
no.
just use cash mostly. So
Good.
it's
Keep
when
using
cash
cash.
is
Keep using
when
cash as much as you
yeah,
can.
but when cash is gone and
No,
then
no, don't say
so,
that. Don't say
no,
that.
I know
Cash will only
that
go if we let it, Maggie.
yeah, definitely. That's why I use it everywhere, and
Yeah.
I don't shop in shops. I don't take cash, and I tell them why I'm not shopping in their
I use
shops.
my cryptos and I go to the machine and put my card in and I get cash out and I spend pounds with my cryptos.
Excellent. I haven't got a card yet. That's on order. So
All right. Revolut. You can do it with
that
Revolut.
was yeah. Well, I've got a Revolut. Yes, I've got a Revolut card.
Because you can
Oh, I
use your
didn't even,
USDT in Revolut.
do you know I didn't even think of that. Thank you very
Right.
much.
Anyway, let's not confuse
Yeah,
people
be
with
diverse.
what they're
But
talking about.
that was my why of getting into this was because for the protection
From the
of
bankers.
the autonomy from the big wide world.
Yeah.
The bankers, yeah, and
Yeah.
higher.
Cool.
So thank you.
Thank you, Maggie. And are
Revolut.
there any other questions before I finish this call? Questions, comments, concerns?
Are you going to do this every Sunday at this time, or will it be at different times and different days?
I haven't decided yet. I need to work out with, but
okay, because it's brilliant.
Good. Right, I'm going. We're 3 minutes over now. Oh, how naughty. Okay then. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you. Have a nice Sunday. Take
And
care.
I'll keep
Thanks,
you
Marion.
informed of when the next one is.
Will do. Thank you.
Bye.